Hello and welcome back to Through the Ashes. So it is time for us to take on the spiders once more. We have rested after, a couple of attempts. I just realized we opened a shortcut last time. And, well, if we can beat anything, we can probably beat the level 3 spiders. Because we've done it before. So therefore it should be possible. But we'll see. We'll see. There's always a chance I mess it up. It's a pretty big chance. Why are we, just standing still? You just decided not to join, I guess?
Well, then I insisted,
Alright.
but I
Elevator?
I need that to survive. Then I
Elevator? There we go.
Oh, it's
Perfect.
so hard to decide
Right,
to
now
have
we're heading this way.
breakfast or not.
And towards the spiders, which are through this mobility check. Let's go. We failed the mobility check. Great, so we've taken 2 damage before the fight starts. Now, there are 2 sets of spiders. Do you think they will aggro in the same combat? I think there's a chance they will, and a chance they won't. Let's assume they will. You? I think you've got the best chance of hitting. Hit him. 2 damage. Okay. Are all the spiders in? No, only 1 spider is in. Perfect charge. Is it immune to acid? Now all the spiders are in, but that's okay. It is not immune to acid, so we could try our acid dart, which is probably our highest damage move on this one. Nice, nice. I'm going to have to move you up this way. I guess I just attack. We assume that they're going to join combat, so we just attack immediately. Activate that. Took some strength damage. That's okay. No attacks. Oh no, there's our attacks of opportunity, but that's okay.
You're
Stab.
not a threat. You're an obstacle.
How much health does it have left? 2. Hit it. It missed. Magic missile. There we go. Alright, so now we're down to 2 spiders.
I don't like you.
Okay, you should be fine against that one. Turn that off. We can maybe put the spider to sleep. Giant spider is immune to sleep.
My mission
I think we might have already have known that, to be fair. How do I get you out of this corner? Like this. And then acid dart. Okay. 2 damage. Step back. Ray of Frost. 3 damage. You're going to attack the one that you're on. You're fine. I guess we're going to take on the spider. That failed. It missed. Okay. Acid dart. Crit. Save the fortitude save, so our strength damage is not continuing to go down, so he will live. Miss. Attack the one that you're on. I love how we basically just have this guy soloing a spider, while the rest of the party tries to take on 1 spider.
May I see your entrails, please?
Okay, they missed. Hit him. Nice. Used almost all of our abilities to take out 3 spiders. That's a huge hit. Interestingly, the horse only gets 1 attack when we're riding it, but he gets 3 attacks if we don't ride it. I think we shouldn't ride the horse. Yeah, it also gives us 2 attacks instead of 1.
Commence.
That's horrible. Hit it. You're still down. Hit it. Okay. Attack. It's dead. You can walk over here and attack. Okay. Hit it.
Die! Die! Die!
We are about to die. How much health does it have? 4. Make sure we hit it with one of those. 1 damage is huge, because it means that it will die to this. Pretty much guaranteed. Now, I'm going to need you to cast resistance here. That gives us a bonus on saving throws. And then cast
All I see is
Divine Zap.
blackness.
That's the... Oh no, wrong one. Guidance. Don't hurt the bard. Help the bard. We failed at our fortitude saving throw. We need 13. Alright, try it again. We might just die. He passed. Okay. So after all that, we did manage to pass. Okay. No extra XP for all that.
I will see this through.
Heal. Heal. What's our strength looking like? 3-0. It's all looking great so far. Loot. Really hope there's something later that lets us get, you know, our ability.
Wherever my legs carry me.
Yeah, our ability scores back, but we'll see. Like maybe we meet a cleric that just heals us. Take the acid. We can do this twice.
I must accept my failure. It seems my
Just keep trying.
expertise was not enough. I must accept
What's
my
the chance?
failure.
16. Okay, it's not that bad.
Our time has come.
Guidance, right? Yeah, guidance.
I must accept my failure.
All of this for XP. Hey, 10 XP. Do it again.
Does anyone require my counsel? It seems my
He's low on
expertise
health, but
was
that's
not
okay.
enough.
We know it only does 1 damage each time.
Keep your wits about you.
Just pass it. There we go. So that's got us another 20 XP.
No time for standing around.
You can replace Stone Fist with a heal, which I think is probably sensible. There we go. Right. Lower nature. Try it. What's the chance? 14. I mean, it's 50-50. I'm going to reload. And we're going to try it again. I'm after any amount of XP. I will do anything for XP right now. Let's go. Okay, dry bones, tattered webs. It looks like a lair of giant spiders is straight ahead. I'm assuming that you're meant to get that going the other direction. So this is the lair of giant spiders. Unless it means that this is the lair of giant spiders, in which case... What is that? Level 11? What is that? That is complete nonsense. Alright, well,
No
hey,
time for
stealth.
standing around.
Quick save. This is obviously do not fight it territory. 25 XP for finding a spider's lair. At the very least, this is worth it.
Heads will roll.
What was the chat? Oh, that was immediate, like, we found you. I need the loot. I need the loot. We're about to do something very stupid. Run back. Grab it. Guys, run. This way. You, get the loot. Go. Achievement, I'm guessing, for getting all of them.
This is unexpected.
Can you pick up the loot? You can't pick up the loot. It's the riding a horse can't pick up a loot bug. Okay. Let's try this again. Everybody,
Please focus.
head back this way. We're going to use something here.
No time for standing
We're going to
around.
use the fact that horses do not have to be here for mobility checks if they are dead.
Don't care.
Right. Let's go. Quick save. The bravest little horse. Go, 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 go. Turn off AI, because AI is stupid. They don't realize I'm doing this for their benefit. Grab it. Grab it. Grab the loot. Why is the horse not grabbing loot? It should be able to grab loot. Maybe it can't grab it if you're in combat mode. To be fair, I didn't do that much real time with pause. Grab the loot. Yeah, because it's on a timer. Did you... Oh, they turned their AI back on. Okay. Right. So how are we going to get this loot from this thing? There's obviously no... I mean, stealth is the way to do it, right? If you can stealth, then you can get all the loot.
Agreed.
But we cannot stealth. Getting that is huge if we can. I really want to just get around the corner. How would we do that? I mean, we can just try stealthing and hope it works.
Be carried out. We must act.
Maybe you can only grab this loot if you can break through the stalagmites. Maybe that's the point of it. On the other hand, incredibly lucky. Okay, I'm not going to say that's worth it. Not entirely sure it is. Alright, quick save. What do you reckon the chances are of me grabbing this arm and that thing? Found the spider's treasure, 80 XP. Run. Everybody? No AI. Run. What are you guys doing? All of you should be like right there. Like right there. You? Run. 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 Little sense of urgency here, mate. He's just like, nah, I don't need to run. He's dead. Like, okay, reload. It's just the way he's just standing there like, there's a spider chasing me, but I suppose I will just take the time to take out my weapon and like... Right. Oh, that might be my fault. I might have done Control A before. Never mind.
Agreed.
That's incredible. Okay. 10 XP off. Quick save.
This fight won't be my last.
I want it. Spicy pastry? No, we don't need that. Run, run.
My mission.
Okay, reload. We don't get any XP for it. It's not good. Okay, that's fine. Selected everyone, I think. Stick them back in the corner. We got past it. Quick save.
Please focus.
I'm gonna try and grab this. I don't know why I'm whispering. Does it make me more stealthy?
Agreed.
It gave us the level up. We're level 2. Oh my god. We actually did it? Get me out of here. We reached level 2. It's actually amazing. I never thought we would make it this far. How do I get back to where I need to go? This way? Alright, so we know what we're missing out on a recipe, but the recipe doesn't matter as we have no ingredients, so therefore, like, we would have never made the recipe. So, we're effectively missing out on nothing. I would love it if we could rest here. This looks so much safer than our rest site, and it has this guy at it, but whatever. Why are your prices so ridiculous? You don't like my prices? Feel free to browse, talk to other merchants. I'm sure they'll give you a discount. Alright, fair enough. Bulk selling? This doesn't sell for anything, so why would I sell it? This also sells for nothing. Wait, okay, I'll take my 1 gold. He said he would buy these. He will. Alright, that's good. You know what? I'm not going to do potions. We might as well just sell this. These are effectively, like, useless to us. Yeah. Okay, let's assume we're getting 138 back. This lets us get some stuff. I really want, because... Well, where is it? I really want this. Because it should be ours. It's what we came in here wanting. It's what we're going to get. Undead creature or evil outsider this does damage to. I don't think we're going to face either of those anytime soon. There are no magic weapons, which is a problem. We could give... Do we get a hammer for this dude? Let's deal right now. Right. I can now finally give you your weapon. Fantastic. So he gets a +3 on attack with it. His damage is 1 to 2 due to his strength being so low, but, you know, he can attack. I gave you stuff. I gave you weapon proficiency with hammers. Yeah. So let's get you a hammer. Right, let's trade. You. Light hammer. That at least gives him a weapon. Now, it's not a elemental weapon, but it is a weapon that we can use. I'll equip torches like a secondary. It doesn't actually matter. Wait, no, it doesn't matter. You don't really need to even equip secondaries because you can equip them from the inventory, so who cares? Right, that's fine. You're fine. You're fine. I think weapon-wise we're fine. I forgot we're not going to mount the horse any longer. So we'll keep it like that. We're not going to mount the horse. That means our new formation is something like this. Yeah, so that is our new formation. So we now walk around like this.
This way.
Okay, we're happy with that. Cool. Anybody else got a weapon specialization? Yours is crossbows, right? That's what I gave you. Oh, I said if we can get you a martial weapon, we would. But I think, yeah, if we can get a heavy crossbow or something. Yours was longbows. Yeah, longbows, so that's fine. Yeah, and yours is... Well, you have a proficiency with a longbow and a short bow. But that's not really... Yeah, we're using you currently as a stabby person. Right. Okay. So if we got that, maybe we should look at armor? How much does armor cost? Not very much for 1 armor. We have 2 people who can use hide armor. I would think that we probably want to give this guy the best armor we can. 45. How much do we have? We have 142. So if I buy hide armor... What's leather armor's dex? Sick. Okay, can everyone wear leather? Yeah, studded leather would be better, obviously, but we don't have money for it. I can get these 2 leather armor as well. I only have 1 leather armor available. One's getting padded Let's get 3 padded armors as well. Yeah, I don't have enough for a shield, and we have nobody who's shield based. Yeah, I think this is the best that we're getting. Yeah, I think this is min-max the best we're getting here. Right. So you... Well, who's getting... I think you need to have the leather armor. Because you have slightly lower armor class to start. So you're getting padded armor. You're getting padded armor. You can't wear armor. Okay, I just wasted money on armor. Good to know. You can wear that. It gives you 17 armor class. That's pretty good. I'm going to sell you the padded armor back. It's worth 0. Alright, I'll keep it. Now, Ring of Protection that I picked up. That is going to be for you. We now have an 18 armor class tank. That's pretty good. Especially without a shield. I think I'm happy with that. 14 armor class melees, 13 armor class backliners, and an 18 armor class second tank being our horse. I think that that is about the best we will ever get to. Okay. Let's level up. So, Cavalier level 2. Now, there is another option that we can do here. We can do immediate multi-classing. Because we're not worried about long-term gains, if we don't get anything at level 2, we should multi-class. Because you get a lot at level 1, specifically if you take level 1 fighter. You should get the bonus combat feat. Let's see. Level 2. At second level, Order of the Lion Cavalier grants the ability to rally his allies as a standard action and give an encouraging speech which grants all allies within 60 feet a competence bonus on their saving throws against fear, and a +1 competence bonus on attack rolls for a number of rounds equal to his Cavalier level. Any time an ally under the effect should make a saving throw against frightened or panicked, he may make 2 saving throws. And it doesn't appear to have a per day limit. That's kind of okay. But that's it at level 2. Plus extra health. Okay. Level 3. You can make more accurate charges while mounted. We've decided we're not going to mount. I think he's a great option for switching to another class. I think we should make this guy a fighter. Because fighter is generically good. Combat feat, I think that this is going to be pretty good here. I think standard fighter is probably going to be fine. Yeah. It gets us a combat feat this level, which is great. Fighter proficiencies don't matter. Yeah, I think this is what we do. Okay, 2 of these. Athletics, mobility. Bonus combat feat. Give him a weapon focus. If we give him a weapon focus for a light hammer, which is what we currently have, is a +1 on attack rolls with it. Went too far back. We could give him an armor focus to get 1 AC there. We could give him dodge, which gets him +1 AC with that. He obviously can't shield. I think dodge sounds good. I think dodge is probably what we're looking for here. 1 extra AC. Gives him 19 AC overall. Okay, he also gets tower shield proficiency, which we don't need. But, I mean, if we ever find a tower shield, I guess that's good. Right. Our level 2. Now, a level 2 bard, you get a little bit more. You actually get some stuff. So you get a bard talent. You get Haunted Eyes, so a bonus on saves against fear, curses, death effects, and necromantic effects. And you gain a bonus equal to half bard level on lower religion checks. And we may use mind-affecting spells on undead as if they were living creatures. This seems like a very good case for taking the level 2. Here, mobility, trickery, knowledge world, perception, persuasion. I think that's what I'm going for. Use magic device, though, is tempting because you can only use it if you're trained. We don't need trickery anymore. Let's take use magic device so we can actually use scrolls. Yeah, I think that seems good. We could weapon focus the rapier to give us a +1 on it. Okay, what else could we do? When make a perception check, you gain a +4 bonus. Not bad. Gain a combat trick, which is basically a bonus combat feat. Iron Guts, saving against poisons. Could be useful, but I think we're probably getting out of that area now. Could go for terrain mastery urban, because that's likely to come up. I think I'm going to take Canny Observer for the +4 in our perception checks. And then I get another level 1 spell. Now, Grease is really good. We should probably take Grease. Is there anything that just does damage? Ear-piercing Scream does damage. 1d6 points of sonic damage per 2 caster levels. I like being able to actually hurt enemies. Let's take that. That gives us an attack which does damage which is magical. Cool. And we also now have Cause Fear as a new spell. What's Cause Fear do? A level 1 spell, they can cause something to become shaken. Oh, that reminds me. Do I not have... I should be using Demoralize. Yeah. That is that's a persuasion check to make something shaken. Cool. And we have a damaging spell. I'm never going to use light. Let's just move these in a little bit here. I think Lullaby kind of goes into that one. Yeah, and then this can also go sit next to them. Okay. Just working it out for myself. Right. Oh, also, we just know spells, right? We do, yeah. That's fine. Next up. You. Rogue level 2. Again, very nice. You get a rogue talent and you get evasion, which means that you can avoid taking damage on AoEs, which is very nice. So, rogue level 2. Ability, trickery, stealth. Knowledge world, perception. I mean, it's very similar to us, but whatever. So this is similar to Bard, but with a few extra options in here. When making a sneak attack against a creature that has damage reduction, this attack reduces that damage reduction by 2 rounds by an amount equal to the character's level. It's nice. Let's see if we have anything else in here. Creatures damaged by this character's sneak attack can't make attacks of opportunity for 1 round. A lot of these are bonuses to sneak attack, which is why I'm just checking them. When the character is sickened and hits a creature for a melee attack that deals sneak attack damage, the character is no longer... Oh yes, this is if you hit the creature and you have one of these effects on you, it will remove it. I don't think we need that. Yeah, I'm tempted to take Canny Observer again. Weapon Focus would be nice as well, because, well, if he hits, I think if he hits, he does a lot of damage, like a lot more damage than our Bard does. So I think Dagger with that sounds really good. Yeah. Let's go with that.
I will see this
Next up, our Cleric. Now, Cleric level 2, we get more spells. So, spellcasters you tend to want to stick in your class so you can continue gaining spells. So I think I'm going to stick with that. So I think it's spell slots specifically we're getting here, right? Yeah, I think we do gain spell slots. It says 2, which is what we have currently, but I think we do gain an extra spell. Yeah, I think we gain 1 spell slot at that level. I think I could be wrong, though. Knowledge Arcana, Lore Religion. Cool. So yeah, now we have 3 at level 1, which is fine.
Keep your wits about you.
Again, Sorcerer, we're after getting the spells, so like we'll keep you here. Perception, Lore Nature is really useful. Use Magic Device could be useful for the ability to actually use scrolls. Yeah, I think because we want the ability to use scrolls, we should take it. That just makes sense to me. Cool. He also doesn't... We don't need to choose new spells, but he gets more per day. Then the horse level up, you don't get a choice. You just take the level and you be happy that you got anything. Was I giving it Lore Nature? We already had somebody with Lore Nature. I could give it something better. Like something more horsey. Maybe I give it Athletics here. Yeah, just in case we get a Strength Lore. Okay. We need to rest for these to be taken into effect, but look at this. Like, our health is so much better. Okay. I think we're happy. We've increased our AC, we've increased our health, and we've got more damaging spells. I think it's time to take a rest. We have no things that are going to lower our stats while we rest, so as long as we can successfully rest, we're looking good. Then we take on the slime. Yeah. We're resting for spells, basically, here. We have a much higher chance of passing things like Camouflage now as well. Let's try it. Gods, this place reeks. It seems to be my lot in life. If I'm not wading through blood, I'm crawling through shit. Oh. Alright then. We passed the whole thing without getting attacked because Camouflage passed. That's probably why I didn't get attacked in the main campaign. Camouflage probably just passed every time due to me keeping somebody who knew stealth with me. And then, you know, that just meant that you never needed to care about Night Watch. That's something to think about as well. If you can always have Camouflage on, you don't need Night Watch. So therefore you could have somebody assisting on all of the other checks. It's kind of level of min-maxing you didn't get into when you have like insane skill numbers. I need to go down the elevator to get there, don't I? Yes. Okay. Down the elevator all the way to the left. Let's go. There must be, by the way, somebody, I'm sure, that has defeated this level 11 spider. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an achievement for it. Like, create a party that's specifically geared towards defeating that one spider. I think you could make it happen. Now, by the way, we're not worried about XP. There's no way we're hitting level 3. At the rate they've been giving us XP, level 3 is impossible. So, we're happy to just move on without passing every check. We know that there's a slime here. We're happy to take it. Oh, yeah, put us into turn-based. Right, turn that on. Take a step forward. Wait. You hit one of these. Does this do more damage? For every 2 cast levels beyond the first. So at the next level, magic missile would do more damage. Okay, you're gonna chill here. We're gonna activate and deactivate Bardic, or Inspire Courage. Yeah. You're gonna move forward here. Precision damage, this one's not affected by. Okay. That's fine. This is okay. Do we want to use Divine Zap, or do we want to... Oh, it's immune to acid, so yes, we want to use Divine Zap. That's fine. The horse can't attack, but, like, do we care? No. Another one of those. Now, it's also immune to slashing, right? This one doesn't say that it's immune to slashing, actually. Oh no, there we go. Immunity to piercing, slashing. Yeah, so there's no point in you walking forward. Actually, I could switch you onto like a torch, and then you can totally walk forward. Yeah. It's not immune to bludgeoning, so Dolgrin can actually hit it now. Ear piercing scream. Only does 1 damage. Fortitude saving throw. It's got a modifier of 9 on it. Yeah, so it's unlikely to succeed, but it is damage. Hey, 6 damage. Look at that. We have somebody who could properly hurt it each turn. That's what I'm talking about. Divine Zap. Horse can't do anything. We can use this one. Hit it. Nice. We could also just try hitting it. Can you shaken it? Probably immune to that, right? Doesn't say it's immune to shaken. Try demoralizing the cube. Intimidate check failed, but that implies it can succeed. Right, hit it.
Smear them.
Failed to hit. It failed to hit. Having AC, which is high, is actually good. Who knew? One of those. Hit it. Oh, you can't hit either. I need to turn Inspire Courage on and off. Hit it.
I don't like you.
Nice. They can't hit us. Divine Zap. I'm just putting inspiration in every single word right now, despite it not being in any of them.
It's you or me.
Now you can walk up and try and hit it, I suppose. It did 0 damage. Well, probably shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that. Luckily, it's still trying to hit the horse. Horse? Can't hurt it. Okay. Might be able to hurt it with one of its other attacks, because I think one of the horse's attacks is Well, I'm going to switch to a torch here.
May I see
There we go.
your
I think one of the horse's
please?
other attacks is bludgeoning. That's where my brain was
Out of
going.
my way.
That's okay. And Vine Zap. There we go. Yeah, one of the other ones is bludgeoning. That got us a rusty longsword, which we don't need, and a pot. But look at that. Level 2, that suddenly became easier. Now, some of it was also our equipment, which is there, but it's fine. Requires key. Where do I get a key? Somebody has a key? That's just a real short sword, huh? Finesse wielding light weapon. Could have been okay for Rick Hearth, but we've now given him a specialization in daggers. Can open this door. And that gives us another way outside. I got a 600 XP. Alright, so that was obviously how you were meant to hit level 2. So we can't get in there without a key. I'm trying to think where the key would be. I guess somebody must just have it. You know what? It could be Langrat has the key. I could believe that. The key could be here as well. Yeah, it could be in an area we can't reach. Was it doing acid damage to us? Do we have like immunity to acid? It's worth checking, you know. We do not have an immunity to acid thing. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's as far as we can take this. Yeah. So I assume that we just can't get the key. We've explored the rest of this area like pretty well. We know what that loot is. Yeah, so we're happy now, I think, to move on. How are our spells looking? We didn't really use that many spell slots there.
Take the bait.
No time for standing
No.
around.
Okay. I think I'm happy to move on. I think we're going to go outside. We'll follow the route that the cultist, that the citizen showed us to take this route outside, I think. Instead of taking the other route. I'm not sure whether it matters or not, but let's go.
I see blood.
What?
Blood!
Ooze? Where did this ooze come from? Is this not the way outside that I saw earlier? Wait, what? Step back? What's an ooze? Immunity to acid? Hit it with ice? Okay.
You're not a threat. You're an obstacle.
This is fine. Oh, there we go. Oh, the door was an ooze. I see.
Split you in half.
The door was secretly an ooze. Of course. Right, the Vine Zap. Hit it. Well, it's good that we went and got those levels, because otherwise, you know, we were screwed.
It's you or me.
Wait, was this assistant trying to trick us? This isn't a way outside. Okay, attack. Nice. Attack it. Oh, was this guy immune to precision? All the other stuff? No, we can just stab it with like a... Okay, we can stab it with a dagger. Okay. There we go. Also, switch back to your dagger. Switch back to your sword. There's the key! Okay, and tools! We're not done here yet. Wait, so this wasn't the way outside? The way outside was always there? So what, let me just check the 600 XP we got. You found a way out of the catacombs. Oh, so that was that was how you were meant to know that wasn't a real way. I mean, it's not how you're meant to know, but like it's a clue. That wasn't the real way because it said, yeah. That wasn't a real way because it didn't give us the 600 XP. Oh. Okay. Well, I'll take this. It's money. Won't say no to money. Although we can't really... There's nothing else we really wanted to buy. Clear the waterway. Let's send in one person to do this. Cool, and this is probably the best use of tools, I would think. Gives us a cloak and a wand of cure light wounds. Cloak of resistance 1. Well, I mean, you are our tank, so like, start getting equipped. And then the wand of cure light wounds. I mean, we have a couple people who could use that. Okay. That's more like it. That is more like it. We're starting to snowball into an actual party here. Outside. I believe we're done here. There's no reason to rest. I have 34 gold, which is not enough for anything, like, meaningful. Yeah, I think we go. Having left the enraged cultists behind, the daring group of escapees plunged deeper and deeper into the sewage canals under Canabras. Passages as vile and as twisted as the plans of any demons, the cultists' yelling faded, giving way to deep growling coming from somewhere in the fetid darkness. Some unknown predator was prowling around, never approaching but constantly dogging the group's steps. The winding tunnel then came to a fork. The main route was blocked by a vast cesspool, a whole underground lake of filth. Untold dangers could be lurking in the darkness of the older and narrower passages that branched off in all directions from the lake. The path onward was unclear. What was the greater danger, haste or delay? Which way should they go? And what should they do? After a brief discussion, the escapees decided to... So we could... Let's see. Send someone to scout out a safe pass through the old tunnels. Try to get through the cesspool. Take a breather and post a vigilant lookout who would alert the others if the beast in the darkness decided to attack or flee into the old tunnels without delay. Now this is interesting. I'm trying to work out what the consequences of each one is. So if we send somebody to scout, 1, that person's alone, never split the party. And 2, it means that we're waiting for him to come back, so the beast could potentially attack us. Try to get across the cesspool, underground lake of filth. The problem with that is that we might become diseased. Take a breather and post a vigilant lookout who will alert the others if the beast in the darkness decides to attack. The problem with that is you're not advancing. And... yeah. Beast in the darkness. Yeah, you're not advancing. And it does... that'll be like a perception check, maybe? Flee into the old tunnels without delay. Am I wrong for thinking that fleeing into the old tunnels without delay might be the right plan? Let's see, so the cultist yelling is gone. We know that we've got this beast chasing us. Untold dangers could be lurking in the older and narrower passages. We would probably run into a trap if we went in there without delay. I think all of these are bad options. I'm tempted to take a breather and see whether we can defeat the beast. Roll of Lookout was assigned to... oh. No one. Okay, so we're not doing that one. See, now I can definitely see why having an extra person would help. We'd send someone to scout out a safe path through the old tunnels. Or get through the cesspool. I think we take the cesspool option. The role of scout, who'd be the first to enter the cesspool's putrid contents, was given to... Frada. She's a dwarf. She's hardy. Succeeded at a perception check. It was an auto succeed for us. With astounding self-control, the short-statured Frada entered the foul waters and spent more than half an hour carefully feeling out the walls in hopes of finding a gap the escapees could slip through to continue moving forward. Alas, her efforts met with little success. She finally climbed out of the water and with quiet moans touched the horrible festering blisters that now covered her arms and legs. Still, her effort was not entirely in vain. When she closely examined not just the walls, but the floor as well, Frada had discovered something curious and extracted it from the depths. It was a waterproof tube, the kind used by mages. Who knew where it had been lost or from where the sewer waters had carried it? A scroll of slow. So do we send someone to scout the tunnels or do we just go for it? That's the question. Let's send someone through the tunnels. I don't want to send Bimir through the tunnels. We're going to flee into the old tunnels without delay. With no precise route, the escapees spent many hours wandering in the dark tunnels, their strength waning before they felt dry land under their feet. When the escapees were but a step away from leaving the fetid sewers, the creature that had been prowling in the darkness finally attempted a desperate attack. It emerged with a disgusting sloshing sound and lunged at the group. After a short but hard-fought battle, the monster opted to flee, leaving its victims covered in horrible burns that slowly turned their skin a sickly grey. Wonderful! The damp sewers gave way to dry and narrow caves. The escapees had no idea the maze under Canabras was so vast, deep, and horrible. Exhausted, they sat down on the rocks, fighting off hunger and fear. The escapees discussed their situation and decided to explore the mysterious caves further. Given to Bimir? Or to Bimir? Alas, no matter how hard he tried to fit through the narrow crevasses, his broad shoulders and bulky thighs just wouldn't cooperate. Covered in bloody scrapes, he finally admitted he wasn't the perfect fit for the task. Search for food? It was a crucial task that warranted preparation, so the group made a lasso out of the rope they had. It was solid and long, could withstand the tug for even a large prey, but the thing is, it's Frada! Though far from thrilled at the prospect, Frada nevertheless set out to look for food. She returned shortly afterwards, her face covered in swollen bite marks. Frada had unknowingly climbed into a hole where a swarm of venomous insects lived and nearly became their dinner. We'll continue our journey. This is terrible. Luther the Bard and Rickarth wasted no time and scouted out a safe tunnel that led to the surface. The escapees continued on their way. Rickarth led the group through a narrow crawlway that looked like it must have appeared quite recently. It may have been caused by the earthquake unleashed by the wicked scythe of the Locust Lord Deskari. Having crawled out of the caves, the escapees found themselves in a narrow tunnel paved with stone slabs. There were alcoves all over the walls with names etched above each one. These catacombs were part of one of the burial sites where the Crusaders had been interred for many years. Deathly cold pierced the escapee's skin as a rippling ghostly figure emerged from around the corner and wailing immediately went out of sight again. Each member of the group could sense danger hanging in the air. The escapees drew their weapons ready to defend themselves. Can I search the graves for anything useful? Barely alive. We could give it to Frada. Oh, it's too daunting. Attend to the ghostly figure. So the ghostly figure ran away from us, right? It wailed and left. Maybe it needs someone to talk to it. Maybe Frada. Came across a corpse, a fresh body, half burned by demon fire. Some poor soul must have tried to escape the slaughter and ended up in the catacombs. This is where his death had caught up to him, and now his anguished spirit was agitated. Laying the ghost to rest was a job for Bimir. Without a shred of respect, Bimir unsealed the nearest tomb, stuffed the poor man's remains inside next to the bones of the original occupant, and mumbled, "Right, rest in peace." Rest in peace. The world had seen grander funerals, so it seemed unlikely the ghost would be satisfied with this ceremony. Well, it didn't hurt us. We're not going to send anyone to scout. Bimir isn't a scout, and Frada is dead, so we're pressing on bravely in hopes of seeing the sun again. Well, Frada's dead. The escapees continued onward and were excited to see that the gloomy corridors were slowly getting brighter. The surface was near. A sudden howl from behind them knocked them off their feet. The enraged ghost, whose remains had been denied a proper burial, was chasing after the group. Its fierce crescendo seemed to drink in the escapees' life energy. Having savoured their suffering to the fullest, the ghost retreated, leaving the survivors shaking on the floor in painful convulsions. Oh, this has gone from bad to worse. Dark spots appeared on their skin, and a burning dark affliction settled in their lungs, parting gifts from the dead man. Something cracked under one of the escapees' feet. One of the slabs sank, triggering a trap designed to repel grave robbers. Dozens of sharp darts flew out of the inconspicuous holes in the wall, and the burial site was splattered in blood. But nothing could stop the escapees at this point. They could already see a spot of light beyond the metal bars of a door at the end of the tunnel. They rushed forward without a second thought. Oh my lord, that went badly. Like, pretty much, if it could go badly, it did go badly. I guess Bamir is still with us? Beyond that, who knows? He's alive! Who are you? Don't get up. Give up. Give up now and you're as good as dead. Wonderful. Even more survivors. I'll save you as well. There is no need to fear. Sendry? Who are you? Brody?
Let's shred them.
Undead? Okay. Shoot him.
Do not hold back.
Wait, I also control Sendry? It's the last member of my party? You're a magic user? The road of adventure has led this young sorcerer to Avistan's perilous places more than once. But Sendry's boundless enthusiasm, humor, and optimism, even in hopeless situations, have always helped him wriggle out of every tight spot. But what questions have brought the gnome to this horror-stricken city of Canabris, and will his one eye continue to view the world in the same way once he finds his answers? He is chaotic good. He is a seeker. He's a level 2 sorcerer, basically. Magic missile, snowball, and grease. Alright, double sorcerer party. Also, we're fatigued and we have punctured skin, so a -2 to our con ability. Scores. Okay. Shoot.
I'll stop you.
Do nothing this turn? Yeah. Take a step forward, you're the tank. Now we do have Disrupt Undead. It does 1d6 points of damage to undead. Nice. That was pretty good. Stay where you are. Horse to the front lines. What level are these guys? 2. We're not too bad then. Shoot 'em.
Strike as one.
Okay, also, yeah, I should probably put this one on our bar. For the ability to hurt the undead. Just move some of these over. Some of these did get used, so like they have a chance of being used in the future. Probably not that one. But, you know, these ones have a chance of being used. Right. That's fine, don't move. They're running in at us. They managed to hit him. I'm impressed. Move forward. Now, you should use Disrupt Undead. What does this let us do? We can restore 1 sorcerer spell. But wait, your spells are not set. So why would we want to do that? Okay, I don't understand. Like, sorcerers can use their spells whenever. Okay, whatever. Maybe it gives you a spell slot. Maybe that's what it does. Yeah. Like a spell of a certain level, it gives you back. Right, activate that, turn it off. The reason I didn't do that on turn 1 is that we know that on surprise rounds it kind of breaks a little bit. I'm having trouble walking in here without taking an attack of opportunity. I think we just chill. Attack. Nice. Disrupt Undead. Sorcerer was a great choice. Zombie comes in. Stab it. Hit it. Shoot it. Okay. Bop it.
What a to-do! We were scrambling this way with undead herring after us going, oh, and and snap, snap, snap with their teeth. And then you all appear out of nowhere going, "Oh no, monsters, eek!" But me, I never abandon a person in need. No way, no how. Saving people in need is what I'm good at. Stick with me, and we'll all make it out of this alive.
Okay.
We're the ones who saved you, dolt. Take care with this one. A friendly idiot can be more dangerous than an enemy.
Hold on, I'm not... Yes, everything's in such turmoil right now you can't even trust me. I get it. In that case... I swear on my life, on the sublime Desna who bears the name of the Song of the Spheres, and on my magnificent boots, that I will protect you from the monsters and lead you to a safe place, wherever that may be.
Oh, okay, quit your babbling. Now, who are you?
Indeed, how silly of me. My manners are all over the place after fleeing from those things. Allow me to introduce myself. Sendrimel Knuckles Kimberton Tourmaline. Just Sendry to my friends. And this is my pal Brody. Yep, he is a gravedigger here. Or something like that.
Pale, sweating, emaciated, wandering gaze, and... what's that? A bite mark on his neck? There's no doubt about it. This man's got ghoul fever. He's either an idiot who didn't realize he was sick, or he's a liar, and he deliberately kept quiet about it. Either way, he needs to die. Now.
Hey, let's not get too hasty. We had ghoul fever not that long ago, and we're fine.
Have mercy, I beg you. I have a family, children. What fever? I don't feel sick at all, I swear.
I bet if we had a first aid kit, we could heal him.
One more word, and I'll slit your throat.
Ricarth, stop it. If he's sick, then we need to help him, not stick a dagger in the poor man.
I'll stop when the dead rest, when the cultists are wiped out, and when the demons go back to the abyss. Until then, our survival is my top priority.
Okay, just just go down a few notches in terms of intensity. We'll be happy. Although, to be fair, we did just go through a very harrowing experience and then came out to this. The gravedigger grows even paler and backs further away, clearly not wanting to tempt fate.
Whoa, there's no need for weapons and threats. Taking somebody's life like it's worth nothing, it's not right. I swear I didn't know that Brody was sick. I was kind of distracted by other things, you know. First we were chasing the snappers around the cemetery, and then they were chasing us, but on the bright side, I know how to help him. There's a crypt in the cemetery full of interesting knickknacks, including a scroll that's sure to cure Brody's fever. That's right! If we go and get it, we'll be saving an innocent man's life.
Cool. Also, I'm very happy it's undead. We are very good at fighting undead. 2 sorcerers, great start. We have a cleric. This is our kind of combat. So, good. What crypt are you talking about?
How should I describe it? It's all stony and fancy. It's on the far side of the cemetery. There's a wizard interred in it, a scholar I greatly admire. He was a master of many things, and he was a collector of magical objects too. And the library he had, ooh, it was an ogre, miss. Get it? As big as an ogre. Except ogres are stupid and libraries are smart.
I like this guy.
Oh, fantastic. Our heroic sorcerer is nothing but a common thief, and one with a lousy sense of humor to boot.
Hold your horns there, my morose young man. You're looking at everything in the worst possible light. If you like, I can give you a pink crystal to look at the world through. That'll put a smile on your face. I was only looking for one book. The esteemed wizard took it to his grave. Literally. The thought of stealing never even crossed my mind. I left everything exactly where it was. The potions, the scrolls, the jewels, everything. I read, I learned some useful information, and I left. That's it.
You were in a tomb full of magical objects and scrolls, and you didn't take a thing? How have you survived this long?
You crept into a graveyard full of undead for the sake of a book.
When I went down into the crypt, there was no sign of any snappers. I found the book I was after, I read it, and it was so fascinating that I picked up another to read, and another. And then something made an almighty bang! The wizard himself had risen from his tomb! Well, wasn't I just shaking in my boots with my heart in my throat? But I very politely cast a spell on him, and he went down like a lamb. That's when I realized there was something weird going on outside. I decided to sit tight. There were plenty of books, so I wouldn't lack for something to do. Then later on, I heard shouting and I ran to the rescue. There you have it.
Canabris is under attack. Demons, dark creatures, cultists, marauders. The city is overrun. You're lucky you were away from the thick of things. An annoying little twerp like you would have been snuffed out in no time.
Oh, that does explain a lot. All the more reason to save as many people as we can.
What scroll are you talking about?
A scroll that can cure almost any affliction. They're very rare, and therefore extremely valuable. I'm no thief, but since it's for a good cause, I think we can borrow it from our dear departed wizard.
Can you tell me how your friend got sick?
I have no idea, to be honest. We only became friends after I saved him from the snappers not long ago. You're better off asking him.
Sir, I'll tell you everything, but please, have mercy. I was just an ordinary gravedigger doing my job, when suddenly somebody attacked me from behind and beat me, right here. I thought I was as good as dead. I panicked and spun around and whacked this thing with my shovel. And I saw it was a ghoul. It was laid out on the ground, twitching. I gave it a couple of wallops for good measure. And I felt fine, that's the honest truth. Except I haven't been able to eat a crumb of food since. I thought it was all those corpses of the damned rising from their graves. They stink to high heaven, I'm sure you've noticed it yourself. So I didn't know I was sick until your friend said it. I swear I didn't know.
Okay. Are you wounded? What happened to your eye?
My eye? What eye? Oh, this eye. Oh, my friend, that is a long story. The telling really demands a whole barrel of ale, but fair enough, I'll tell you anyway. My adventuring once led me to the frozen lands of Irisen. Back then, I was on a quest for the ice flower, a rare crystal that I hoped to add to my collection, and out of the blue, I was set upon by 3 frostworms, if you'll believe it. I dispatched 2 of them, but the third knocked me over a cliff edge. Down and down I went, and then a branch on the cliff face pierced my eye, and that's how I survived. A small price to pay, eh? So don't worry about me. As they say, what the eye cannot see, the heart cannot miss.
Concocting a tale like that would be easy for a gnome, but Sendri seems relatively sincere. And yet you remain convinced that many parts of his story were embellished and others left out entirely.
Irison, frostworms, a conveniently placed branch. Listening to his jabbering is hurting my ears. Make him stop, will ya? A good kick should do it.
Alright, I'll get the scroll and help the gravedigger.
Really? You'll do it? Oh, praise the gods. Believe me, sir, I'll find a way to repay you, and I'll help however I can.
I knew you'd come to the right decision. Let's go. Time to get out of this graveyard. And remember, the crypt containing the scroll is all the way over yonder by the gate.
Alright. With your permission, come sir, I will show you something. What are you going to show me? The way to make camp? Oh, well. Thank you very much. And we now have Sendri. Our brand new... I just noticed we're so overly encumbered. So it's actually hurting our decks as well. From just wearing armor. If I take this off, does that help? Not even slightly. It's because our strength is 2 currently. Because we're fatigued. Wait, how much damage? That means our weapon, I think, is doing the lowest damage it can... Yeah, I don't think we can get a -5 to strength, so I think this is literally the lowest damage this weapon can do. Great.
I know.
But we do now have Sendri the... Where are we? Yeah, we now have Sendri the sorcerer. Seems pretty good. And we're fighting undead, which means we don't need to do damage because we have two sorcerers
everyone.
who
No
are
doubt
just
about it.
like amazing at it. Now, let's rearrange our party slightly. Thinking this is how I'm gonna do my party. Let's arrange just like that. Yeah, that looks good. And then the other thing I want to check here is what does he have in terms of abilities. So he's good with darts, great clubs, quarterstaffs. Okay. It's combat casting, spell focus on conjuration. Does have no magic for illusion stuff. Obsessive is knowledge world checks. Oh yeah, what's he good at with that? Lore nature. I literally made this bard. Not this bard, this sorcerer. I mean, obviously it has knowledge arcana, which I also did, but okay, interesting. So effectively, we're doubling up on some of our stuff, but it's not ended out that badly for us. Anyway, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you for watching. Next time we're going to make it through a graveyard. I'm guessing because we got a new character, there's a chance we might hit level 3 by the end of this section. But I don't know. We'll see. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.